Hey everybody, Playtendoguy here, and I'm back with another video. Today is the time to go out and about again and do a bit of Blu-ray, DVD and video game shopping. So today we're going to hit the road, go Kingsland, have a look in some of the shops and see what there is on offer. Without further ado, let's hit the road and see what we can find. So we've finally arrived at King's Lynn and the first stop of the day is Tesco. And straight away in Tesco I'm seeing the Indiana Jones 4K 4-film collection for £80. We have a load of older titles here such as The Hitman Bodyguard, A Quiet Place and Suicide Squad. Onto the DVDs now, and not really much here. We do have Nomad Lad, but that's about it. Nothing really much here, bar straight to DVD stuff. A few television stuff and a few box sets, but nothing really much new here. Quick look at the video games, and nothing really new here on the Switch display. All the same old stuff, not really much discounts. The same goes for the Xbox and the PlayStation aisles as well. Whilst in Tesco, I noticed these Winnie the Pooh mugs for just 38p. Absolute bargain. Couldn't say no to that, so I picked up a couple. They're really quite nice actually. Next up is Marks and Spencer's, just to show off these lovely muffins that I pick up when I go over there. They're only £1, but they're absolutely delightful. Talk about muffins, time for a nice muffin and a coffee. We passed Costa, so it'd be rude not to stop and have one. Whilst walking around town, I noticed this display in Clinton's. Yes, Christmas in July. Oh man, way too early. Poundland number 1 for the day, and again, it's the same old stuff. Nothing new, nothing to see here. One below now, and unfortunately this store hasn't had a new delivery. It's exactly the same old stuff from last week. No new Blu-rays, just the same old stuff. H&V now, and we're going straight to the Arrow section, as during last week H&V launched an Arrow sale. Most of the titles are now $7.99 and the box sets are between $20 to $25. So let's have a look at some of the stuff. First up, I'm seeing The Ring for $7.99. This is the original film. Also, I am seeing the complete Sartanda complete box set for $24.99. Not too bad, with 5 films. We have quite a lot of discounts here. A lot of them are $7.99, some are $24.99 for the box sets. Next up, I'm seeing the classic Time Bandits by Terry Gilliam. I haven't seen this, but I'm very tempted to pick it up. Some lovely artwork on there. We also have Videodrome, which also stars Blondie's own Debbie Harry in an acting role. And we've also got Kevin Costner's Waterworld for $7.99 with a slip. Next up, we have The Hills Have Eyes Part 2 box set, which comes with a nice booklet for $14.99. They also did the RoboCop one as well for $14.99. We also have the original Candyman for $7.99. I've never seen it, but I have seen the trailer for the sequel, and it does look quite good. Don't know whether to pick this one up or not. Next up, we have The Delta Force with Chuck Norris himself. This one I think is out of print, so for $7.99 with a booklet, it isn't too bad. Blade of the Immortal, a fantastic samurai film based on a manga. And we also have The Burnham, which is supposed to be quite a popular horror film. We also have The Audition here, which does look quite good. I've heard some very positive things about it. Next up is Morrison's, and nothing really new here. There's no Mortal Kombat whatsoever, so they must be late with their deliveries. We do have a copy of Nomadland, though it's not really a title for me. We also have a copy of Skyfire, which is quite a fun and silly disaster film, only £5, which isn't too bad. Here's a quick look at the rest of the films they've currently got on offer in Morrison's. Also, whilst in Morrison's, I noticed these Pac-Man cards. I was going to pick them up until I saw the price. £10? Oh, way too rich for me. Next up is Poundland number 2, and unfortunately it's the same old stuff. Nothing here, just the same old films that have been in here for must be 6 months to a year. Final stop of the day is Tesco, and first up I'm seeing the Nintendo Switch. If you buy the proper full dock console, it is £255 with a club card, which is a very good price. Also, they do the Switch Lite, which is just under £200, but if you buy the yellow one, it's actually only £139 if you take it to the till. On to the Blu-rays now, and unfortunately there's nothing new here either. No Mortal Kombat, no new releases, just the same old stuff from last week. We have Indiana Jones here, they've got 2 copies of that for £80, and we've got The Quiet Place, Godzilla v Kong, and this is the same for the DVDs as well. Nothing really new here, quite disappointing. That's enough shopping for today, so let's bugger off home. And we're back, people, and it's been quite a nice day. We've been to Kingston, we've had a look at some of the shops in there, we've been to a few supermarkets, been to Poundland and been disappointed once again. And we also had a look in H&V at some of the Arrow titles that are currently on offer. So we're finally home, so you know what time it is. It's time to see what we picked up and what we had delivered this week. First up is a couple of games. We have got a copy of Lock's Quest for the DS. It's like a strategy action game for the DS. This was like super cheap. This was only like a £5. I was after it on PS4 because it was going real cheap then, but I actually found out the PS4 copy is actually quite glitchy. But this is the original version and arguably the best way to play it, so not too bad for a £5. And another pickup is Pac-Pix. This is a Pac-Man game where you draw Pac-Man. This is like a very, very, very early DS game. I mean, like 2004, 2005. This was a £5 again. Haven't played it, but it is new and sealed. So I'm looking forward to giving it a go. I have played some previous Pac-Man spin-off games before, like Pack and Roll, and that was a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to giving this a go. On to the Blu-ray stuff, and not too much this week, but we've got a decent amount of stuff nevertheless. First up, I was actually going to go premium mad this week because of the premium sale, but anyway, there was one premium that was on offer at Rare Waves for like £3 something. I used a discount code to get it for £2.92, and that's Amistad. Yes, Amistad. Don't really know much about it, but I think it's something to do with like a group of slaves being arrested and put to court for a crime they didn't commit. But it's got a very good cast. It's got Morgan Freeman, Anthony Hopkins and Matthew McConaughey, so it should be a pretty good time. It's spy number 51 from the year 1997. It includes the Blu-ray, the DVD and digital download code. Yeah. Some nice special features as well. I should think this also comes with the usual poster art card sort of setup. It's a Steven Spielberg film, so it should be a pretty good time. But yeah, for just under £3, you can't say no. Popped into H&V and it's actually $9.99 in there, so quite a big saving. I'm actually going to pick up some more premiums this week, but unfortunately the Arrow sale come up, and that was more tempting for me. So I picked up with a slip Kevin Costner's Wet World, Water World. Yes, haven't seen this film before, but I remember it being quite an expensive film to make. It was actually a real big flop in the box office, and I think it did damage his career. But I don't know much about it. But I heard from people they actually really enjoyed this. This includes 2 discs. It includes the theatrical cut and the Ulysses cut. A lot of people say that version is the version to watch. Obviously, it's got the slip, a slew of special features, and I assume it's got a booklet as well. I mean, this was the last slipped copy in HMV, so I grabbed that as soon as I saw it for £8. It's a complete bargain. I was also after Battle Royale, but unfortunately they didn't have it in, and I was also after The Hounds of the Baskervilles, and again they didn't have it in. But I did notice they had this one in, and this one's apparently out of print and quite expensive to get. And that is Chuck Norris in the Delta Force. Don't really know much about it, but it's a Chuck Norris film, so it's going to be a lot of action, over-the-top violence, so it should be a pretty good time. It has actually got the booklet in it because it feels quite heavy. So I'm looking forward to giving this one a go. I know Chuck Norris from Walker's Texas Ranger, and I think he was in the Expendable films. So yeah, I'm looking forward to giving this a go. Should be a fun 80s action flick, and for £8 that isn't too bad. So that's all the pickups and posts this week. And with that, the video is over. What do you think of my pickups this week? Is there any Arrow titles that you are after? What Arrow recommendations have you got? Please tell me in the comments section down below. As always, again, thank you very much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you could like and subscribe, that would be totally awesome. And as always, till next time, bye!